Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Hey y'all, welcome back. I have a bit of a haul, crafty haul to share with you. As part of my recovery, I've been doing a little bit of shopping. Doesn't have to be recovery time because I kind of like to shop anyway. But with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and jump on in. I'm going to start with a few things that I picked up from Michael's the other day. So first off, I got this craft easel roll. I love rolls of paper, and it's probably always been right there at Michael's, but I never saw it before. But this is perfect when you want to cover your whole work surface. I just love that idea. So this was like $6, I think, for this whole roll, and it is 75 feet. So that's a lot of paper for just a little bit of money. And then I also picked up these little bottles. I have some others. I can't remember where I got them from. But anyway, they didn't work very well. So I like these with that little needle tip and the fact that they also have the cap that stays on. So I'm looking forward to using those. And then I also needed some removable adhesive. And I don't know why, but every time I make an order online, I always forget to add this to it. So I picked this up while I was at Michael's as well. And then I picked up these brads. I also need to get some more, they're not grommets, the eyelets. I need to get some more eyelets. Here, I want to take this off so you can, well, I was hoping you could see them better. Maybe I can open it. There we go. Some silver, some copper, some brown, and some black. I think they're very pretty. I think brads are fun, and they can add such a neat kind of rustic touch depending on the project that you're making and the style, of course, like anything else, right? All right, well, we're past that. Let me set those aside. All right, very excited about those, to be honest. I think those are super fun, especially for holidays, for Christmas and Halloween. I love stuff like that to add that little bit of extra rustic look. I don't know why I'm focused on the rustic piece, but there we are. Then I also picked up some more cardstock. I know that I've used the Reflections 110 pound before. Let me just open it while I've got you here. Because to be honest, I can't remember if this was actual, or if this was like the same quality as a Nina or not, but I was there and I knew I needed it, so I went ahead and got it. Because even if it's not the same as our normal Nina that we like to use, I can always use it as a layering weight if I needed to. Oh yeah, that's pretty sturdy. Sorry, I was off screen. Yeah, legit. All right, let's see how it colors and stuff. I won't do that right now, but I'm curious to see how well it colors up. All right, and then I picked up a couple paper pads from Sweet Miss Daisy. And as always, she puts her sweet little business card in there. I think they're just adorable. And she includes some little extras. They're super, super sweet. Got quite the collection of little extras by now. So this first pattern paper pack is called Home, and it is very homespun, very country, but that's Anna's style, right? So they are double-sided, but look at this quilty look. Isn't that fun? Look at all those colors involved there. I think it's very, very happy. Let's see if I can get that light a little bit better. And then that side is a chicken wire, and that kind of, what is that color? What do you call that? kind of a caramely color, right? And then look at the chickens. Oh my goodness. Look at them roasting. How dang cute. And there's 4 of each design. And the back side of that is that fun plaid. I love that plaid. And then we've got the chickens in the yard, pecking. A fun little stripe. And we've got the chicken feet on that same caramel. We're going to call it caramel. And then this fun little, like a sunburst / sunflower motif on the back with that mottled kind of a citron green. And this is more of a grassy green, little gingham check. I love the distressing on all of these. Small little daisy sunflower pattern again with that same distress look. And then these sweet little prim hearts all quilted out. And then that fun little purple plaid. That is a sweet pack of paper right there. And then we have this one, is called Sweetheart. Both of these were released earlier in the year. I'm just late to the party. So again, 12 designs, 4 of each. So we've got this pretty little Valentine heart motif, hearts in a row. And the back side is this sweet little X's, O's, and pluses. Love that. Love that the little O's are filled in. And then this next one is the same pattern, but it's in tones of red and pink. And then this side has the letter, the cancellation mark, first class mail, and then it has different script. This lightest part is kind of a type font. Is that typeface? Is that what it's called? And then this is the more scripty. I think they're both very pretty. And then here's some larger hearts in a row, and the same. I keep wanting to call this a tic-tac-toe. It's X's, crosses, and O's with the O filled in green. I think that's really cute. And this hash mark one, it's kind of a basket weave. And then the hearts in a row with different colors. Again, the hash marks in different shades of green. And then the different colors of the hearts, the browns. I think that's really pretty. But you can see so you have options. And then this one is the hearts in kind of a gingham, or not a gingham, but a plaid. And then this side is that scripty one again with the cancellation mark, the typeface, and then the scripty font. Very, very fun and pretty. And this one again was called Sweetheart. And then I have a few things from Ranger. And with Ranger, I picked up, no, that's not it. It's behind me. Texture paste, opaque crackle. I'm looking forward to another new crackle. And I don't know how, but I've lost my vintage photo distress ink, so I had to pick up a new pad. Let me move these out of the way. I picked up a new pad and a re-inker. I don't often buy re-inkers, but I felt like it was necessary. So I got both of those. Glad to have that back in my stash. And then, as you could see, I also picked up this Halloween stamp set. I believe this was just from last year or the year before. Halloween Doodles, CMS 437. And I just think it's super, super cute. And then I also picked up some journaling tags from Dilutions. These were on sale or clearance, I'm not sure which, but very, very fun. Look at the size of those tags. So I got 2 of the manila and 2 of the black. I mean, why not? They were basically that price, buy one, get one, so I did. Looking forward to playing with those. I feel like it's not been a long time since I've made a tag, it just feels like it's been a long time. Then I also picked up this large stencil from Dilutions as well. kind of has a casket look to it to me. It's kind of an oblong honeycomb too, but if you notice, this end of it is more narrow, or shorter rather, which would fit like the shoulders and the head, right? And then the legs would come down in a casket. That's what it makes me think of anyway. That's what it makes me think of. I think it's fun. And then I picked up this stamp set as well from Simon Hurley. This was from last year, if I'm not mistaken. It's HR 84815 Fall Sampler. And I just loved this idea. I thought it was really fun. It's kind of folksy. I love that the ghostie has little flowers on him, and then you can kind of do whatever you want in terms of coloring on your pumpkins and your baddies. Really, really sweet. And then I have an order from PM Artist Studio, so I always start by pulling out the little samples, if you will, that they send. They're so happy and so fun. So again, this is PM Artist Studio, Patricia and Mariah, and they go live 4 times a week. I haven't been able to join them very often lately, just between recovering and going back to work and all that. I just don't have the stamina to do it all right now still. And then we have, my first stencil is this one from Miss Rhonda Donna. It is called Victorian Parlor Paper. This is a 9x12 because that's the size gel plate that I've been using the most lately. I think it's very pretty. Can you see that okay? Let me see, maybe it'll be better if I put it on this cardboard. It doesn't have the texture. Isn't that pretty? Victorian Parlor. Alright, so there's that one. And this one is from Rhonda as well. That was Victorian Parlor 1. This is Victorian Parlor Style 2. And you can see the fleur-de-lis in there. Isn't that beautiful? These are going to be so fun to play with. Love the details. And then staying on that same vein with the fleur-de-lis, I also have this one, which is fleur-de-lis Distressed. Now, if you remember, Rhonda sent me some from her line, if you will, from her range that she gifted to me. And the regular fleur-de-lis is one that she gifted to me. Now, this one is distressed, and you can see this distressed pattern, you know, going through there. There we go. So you can see that it looks all mottled and, you know, like it's messed up, but it's not. It's intentional. And I'm excited to play with that because I love some distress, y'all. And then I also picked up this one. It is called Little Leaves. This one is by Carrie the Crafter. And I purposely got a 5x7 because I like the size of this, especially for cards, like for spring. If you wanted to do it for spring, you think of the new growth and the leaves are tiny. And then for fall, I just thought this was good to be able to make a whole card front with that. You know, just using fall colors. I just thought that was really pretty. It's beautiful in any size, but that's specifically why I chose that size. And then I have the brambles. Now this one, this is what it looks like. And it's very similar to the oak tree stencils that I have. But this one is just the brambles, and I love it. And I've seen Patricia use it many times on the stream. And I just fell in love with it. I love that. It's just, I mean, it can look like crackles, it can look like broken ice, it can look like any number of things depending on how you use it and the colors that you use with it, and if you put any kind of texture paste through it, if you put your color through it, or if you print with it, you can just get lots of different effects with that, and I just think it's really cool. And then of course you've got the mask as well. So very, very cool. Does it go this way? Did I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. But anyway, those are my purchases from PM Artist Studio. So I did not get my gel plate out the whole time I was in recovery. So I'm kind of jonesing to play. But we'll get to it when we get to it. There's only so many hours in a day. And then I also have an order from my sweet, sweet friend Lisa over at This Calls for Confetti. And there have been all kinds of things going on behind the scenes over at This Calls for Confetti. And I was excited to see a new release. Let me get this cut open. Okay, so wow. First, these are the bronze glitter confetti. Will you look at those? How beautiful is that? And this one is the platinum glitter. And then this one is Spooktacular Glaze Polymer Clay. Hang on just a second and I'll get some bowls and we'll look at them closer. I can never get these little bags open. They are so hard for me. So look at all the different bits in there. There's little bats and different eyeballs, and then the little green orbs. I think it's really fun, really cute. I really like that. That's super. Okay, and now this is the copper. Look at how beautiful. I love the confetti when it's super flat like that, especially for a shaker card, because you get all the beautiful impact, but it doesn't have a bunch of bulk. Love that. And then maybe I have too many of the platinum in the container. Whoop. Three different sizes. Look at all that bling and that sparkle. Aren't they gorgeous? Whoop. Oh, they're so pretty. My lighting isn't great in here tonight, so I apologize for that, but they're so, so pretty. So give me just a second. I'll put these back and then I'll be right back with the rest of the order. Okay, and then here's the rest of the order. You can see I have not opened it yet. And to be honest, I'm not sure what I ordered. Please forgive my voice. I'm still not 100%, but, and it's the middle of the night. My cat woke me up and I couldn't go back to sleep. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is the arched lattice circles. That is going to be gorgeous. And then these are the stencils to color in the circles. Now these did come as a combo because it has this die so that you can stencil and then still cut that out even if you didn't have this particular die, because this particular die will cut out the whole thing, but this will cut out those. So very, very pretty. Love that idea. Very detailed. Great job, Lisa. Love, love, love those, honey. And then she had several different glimmer plates this time, and I did not go with those because I don't know. I have a glimmer plate and I have a better press. I just don't really use them. So I had to go with what I knew I would use. And I am the birthday card maker for my job. I know I've said that many times. So this was perfect. And this is in the shape of a birthday cake. And then it has this extra happy birthday to you. But it also has these dies so that if you didn't want them all together, you can cut them all out individually. I love that idea too. And then there's the stencils so that you can stencil your birthday cake. You can give your cake different layers. And then, of course, there's the die for it. Super cute idea. There's just the cake stand. And then there's the different layers of the cake. Love this idea. It's so cute. You can see how that would work out. Isn't that adorable? Love that idea. Love both of those. Super, super cute. So it's the sentiments and the sentiment dies, and then the layering stencils, and then the die. Very, very cute. Very, very cute. All right, my friends, that is all that I have for right now. But don't worry, I have more coming. I'm not even sure from where at this point. I couldn't even tell you. But anyway, I will be back with more. I will be back on Saturday with the Saturday morning makes as well. And I'm trying to get caught up in here, but also allow my time to heal. So I'll be back when I'm back. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I hope everyone is doing well, enjoying your summer, staying cool as you're able. And until the next time, this has been Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Mwah. I thank you. I love you. And I'm out.